The snow country, despite being a beautiful resort town tucked in the mountains outside of Tokyo, held a variety of dark secrets, some of them small, some of them quite severe. One example is the railway that went through the small town. Originally built to transfer people from Tokyo to the countryside before the bullet train was created, the railway system cost many people their lives. Much of the construction was built around the Second World War, so slave labor was used to make the bridges that ran through the town. Some of those bridges collapsed, crushing many of the workers working on the bridge. They were simply buried under the pillars of the bridge without any kind of proper ceremony. It is said that ghosts still linger around those pillars even today. Because it snows so much in this part of the country, the only way to get from one town to another was by either taking the train itself or walk along the thoroughly plowed tracks, as any other way would have been buried by snow. The train engineers of the time would often find body parts caught and mangled within the train system. Late at night, there was no way for anyone to see these people walking down the tracks, and since there was no way to escape the tracks when the train came along, each side of the tracks having a wall of snow at least 4 meters, death was instantaneous. The engineers often complained about having to clean up such an unpleasant ordeal, as anyone could imagine. Other small things throughout the town seemed to be known only to the locals. Things like the suicide rate being abnormally high. Seemingly happy, wealthy people would suddenly hang themselves for no reason at all, their ghosts often lingering around the location of the suicide. When the snow thawed in spring, bodies would be uncovered from murders that took place in Tokyo. Apparently, the deep snow made it ideal for murderers to discard bodies within the mountains. The local schools were built on former samurai grave sites. Children reportedly seeing ghosts during study time or reading time within the schools. While many of these events were well known within the community, it was obvious to the people of the town hall to keep this kind of information quiet, as it may deter people to visit the town, tourism being the largest part of the town's economy. Most of the residents seemed to adjust and work around these incidents. During the bubble economy in the late Showa era, most people were too busy making money to worry about these kinds of things. Masako, who lived in the center of the town, was no different from anyone else. Her and her relatives were very much involved with the tourist side of the economy within the town. Masako herself was a hard-working, attractive woman who owned her own coffee shop. However, she was not so keen on being enslaved by the traditional side of a small community. With cities like Tokyo and Osaka booming with a freer lifestyle, she dreamed about leaving the town, especially during winter. Though she had many customers come to her coffee shop and she was well known within the community, as well as being relatively wealthy and successful from her business, she felt it wasn't her. She often told her relatives she dreamed of a freer lifestyle, someplace away from snow and winter, someplace warm in the south, preferably near the sea. In the next video, part 3, the events that led up to the disappearance of Masako.